know, there's something special about the N64. It wasn't just another console, it was a turning point. 4 controller ports on the front, some of the most memorable 3D worlds ever made, and those chunky cartridges that still somehow hold up today. For me, the N64 is pure nostalgia. It's the sound of Mario's
Let's go!
echoing through the living room, late night sessions of GoldenEye with friends, and that excitement of swapping games on a Saturday afternoon. With the Analog 3D and the M64 just about to come out, I've been on a bit of a mission to rebuild my old N64 collection. I had so many of these games as a kid, but like most of us, they slowly disappeared over the years. So when I started finding good deals and bundles, one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I'd picked up 80 games in a month. It's been a bit of a nostalgia trip, but also a reminder of just how many amazing titles this console had. Right, so here we go. What games did I pick up and why did I spend so much money on 80 games in a month? We'll get into all of that, but first I wanted to show you my N64. So I picked this bad boy up years and years ago. I've got the EverDrive cartridge in there and the sticker's coming off, which is quite frustrating. Let's pop that back in. But what's different about this one is I've got the Ultra HDMI in there as well. So it's got HDMI out. I believe it goes up to 1080p. It might be 720p, but it gives a nice crisp image on modern TVs. But not as crisp as the Analog 3D, hopefully, that is going to be coming out this year. So I'm quite excited about that, and I'm really excited to see what the M64 is. I'll probably pick up both of them and then sell the one that I like the least, I suppose. But I am on the pre-order list for both of those. In fact, I've paid for my Analog. Obviously, Analog take your money and keep it for a year to get interest off you. But anyway, I will show you these things as well, because I know some people will probably ask about it. Pick some of these up on Etsy and some on eBay, but they're 3D printed. They were relatively inexpensive, about £10 to £15 depending on the vendor, but they're pretty cool. They've got like a Nintendo logo at the front. You can fit 8 games in it, and I think they're nicely displayed. You can just kind of see what's going on. I may get the top stickers that everyone gets as well. I think that might finish it off and make it look nice. Just to let you know why I bought Unboxed, space is one of the main things. If you look behind me, that shelving unit there is getting very, very full, especially with these in. I'm going to start collecting some Mega Drive games as well and some SNES games again, because I've started this. And I just don't have the space. I literally just don't have the space. I've got no space at all where I live now. And there are certain things that I want to get still. So yeah, went Unboxed. And of course, price. There is a massive differential in price difference. In the UK, I bought most of these from CEX, playing the CEX lottery. I probably ordered, I would say, about 70 of the 80 games from CEX because they were the best price, even with the postage. But I did have to take, out of those 70, I had to take 10 back because the pins were rusty, or the game cartridge didn't work, or it had tears all over the sticker. So you do play a lottery, but they do give you a refund. So if you order stuff, you can have a look, see if you want to keep it, and do that. So for every game that I got as well, I pulled them apart, cleaned the pins, and just alcohol cleaned them just to get rid of all the grub marks and stuff like that. So that's what I've done to get them all sort of prepped and ready and in a sort of condition that is used, but I'd like to continue using them, and they'll stay sort of as fresh as they can be. So let's start with the first one, 1080 Snowboarding. This is an awesome title, and one of our regular viewers, which is one of my friends, John, we used to play this a lot together, and we used to keep phoning each other up in the day. We didn't have mobile phones, so we used to play these, set a time, and then call each other up on our landlines saying, yeah, I got this time. And it was just really, really good fun. I've got really fond memories of it. Great game. I remember back in the day, actually, I got this quite early because it came out in Australia way before it came out in the UK. So I picked it up really early. It always feels special when you get a game really early, probably a month early back then as well. So that was really, really cool. So 1080 is the first one. Second on the list is Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie has got to be, I would say it's got to be my first or second favourite platformer of all time. It's a throw up between that and Mario Odyssey. I do love Mario 64. I like Galaxy. I think it's slightly overrated. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. I've been trying to get back into that again. But Banjo-Kazooie was special. The music was good. The humour was good. I wanted to collect everything in it, and it had that right balance between having just the right amount of collectibles and not too much. And I think Rare lost their way a little bit later down the line with some of their other games, which we'll get to later on. But Banjo-Kazooie, super special game. Absolutely loved it. Next one on the list, Banjo-Tooie. I'm not as fond of this one. I know a lot of people say it's bigger and better, but to me, it's too big. There's too many collectibles, and it kind of has that feeling that it's overwhelming. And when a game's like that, sometimes when it's overwhelming, when it's too much, I tend to just get to a certain point and leave it there. It starts feeling a bit grindy, to be honest. But still a great game. They did improve on a lot of things, I must admit. It still has the same humour and same feel, but the first one for me is definitely more special. Now, this is one that I actually haven't played yet. Beetle Adventure Racing. I've heard really, really good things about it. I love the arcade races of the time, so I picked this one up because I think I saw in a Metal Jesus Rocks video that he played it and he thought it was really, really good and showed some footage of it. It looked right up my street, so I picked that one up. I'll let you guys know in the comments down below when I've had a chance to have a go at that. Next one, Blast Corps. Blast Corps was absolutely awesome. What a different game. And this is what I loved about the N64, and especially gaming in the sort of 90s and early 2000s. Things were still experimental, and you had different games. Now it's just all CODs and FIFAs and pay-to-win games. But it was a really, really awesome game. A little bit different. Spent a lot of time on it. Is that one Rare as well? I could have sworn that was Rare, but apparently not. Doesn't have the Rare logo on it. I'm pretty sure it is Rare. Next one is Body Harvest. Not a great rated game, but I did really enjoy it back in the day. For the time, it was a good sort of shoot 'em up. It was all right. I picked it up for more nostalgia reasons. I know I probably won't play it, but it's nice to sort of have a look at it every now and again. Now we get to two games, and one of them I prefer more than the other one. So, Bomberman 64. This one I absolutely love. Awesome game. Have really fond memories of playing the multiplayer with my brother. Single player is excellent as well. Same with Bomberman Hero, although I didn't play this one as much, and I think this is more of a single player game if I remember it, but really, really awesome. I'll put some footage of both of these up as well, and some of the other games in the background. Right, let's get to the next one. Or maybe I won't, because Bomberman's a bit boring to put footage up of, but we'll see, we'll see. We'll see what I decide to put footage up of. Right, this is a good fun one. Buck Bumble. Now, if you haven't played this, it's brilliant. It's a really, really cool game. It's good fun, but the best part about it is if you leave the credits rolling. And I'll see if I can get a bit of footage of that and put that somewhere on the screen so you can have a listen to it. But Buck Bumble's soundtrack was bananas, honestly. That was really, really cool. Proper of-age stuff there as well. Game that I actually haven't played on the N64, but I still picked it up. Buster Move 3. I love Buster Move games, and I just wanted to give that a go. Castlevania 64. This is the first of two, I believe. It's the cheaper of the two as well. Yeah, I picked this one up because this one held the most nostalgia with me. I don't even remember playing the other one, to be honest, and it was very expensive, so I did want to pick it up. Talking about expensive games, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Now that is an awesome game. That one I didn't play on the N64. I played it on the Xbox, the Reloaded version or whatever it was. It came quite late in the N64's lifetime. It's a rare game, it's an expensive game, but it is a brilliant game. So I'm really pleased to have that, and I will play that through properly once I get the new consoles as well. I'll deal with both of these at once. I absolutely love these games. I think they're really underrated, especially the new one. So we've got Cruising USA and Cruising World. Both awesome games. Cruising World is a little pricier than Cruising USA, but they're not massively pricey. Both really, really good. Cruising Blast, if anyone has not played that, is a really fun kind of late 90s, early noughties style game that's on the Switch. I believe it's a Switch exclusive. I've got a physical copy of that as well. They do a physical version, but most of them are code in box now because it had a very short run. If you want to pick that up, it's a really, really, really good game. I'd thoroughly recommend it. Sorry if I sound a bit hoarse as well. I've got a cold. So we got, next on the list, we've got Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing is my favourite kart game of all time. I absolutely love it. I love what they did. Some of the music is some of my favourite music of all time. I think Frosty Village is one of my favourite game soundtracks of all time. Again, love the rare humour, colourful graphics. I just loved what they did, and it hit home. Everything on this I absolutely adored. And it was actually quite tough. Going back to this and playing it, it's actually some of the levels later on are quite tough. But yeah, decent, really, really decent game. Much better than Mario Kart 64. If you don't agree with me, you are wrong. Completely wrong. That's your opinion, but I think it's better than Mario Kart 64. Another rare masterpiece, Donkey Kong 64. Well, I say a masterpiece. It's a good game. It does suffer from that sort of extreme collectathon thing. I don't think they got it right, the balance on that one in terms of, you know, what you're... Whoops, let's put that down there. What you're collecting. Just way too much. Way too much. Right, let's get to the next list, and it's got some of my faves on there. Doom 64. Shout out my friend Tony. He absolutely loves this game. He loves Doom. That's what got him into a lot of horrors. It's one of his favourite horror games. He puts it in as a horror. It is kind of a horror, I suppose. But yeah, really, really awesome game. Great version of it as well on the 64. Absolutely love that. One that I like even more, one of my favourites, and one of my favourite versions of it is Duke Nukem 64. I absolutely love this, and I remember playing it through co-op with a friend. It was brilliant. Really, really awesome game. The level design in that is still really good today. There are tons of secrets, loads of hidden rooms and stuff like that. Really, really good. And I think today's games are just quite lazy with their level design nowadays. Game that I haven't played, to be honest, but when I started looking at stuff, I was thinking, well, what would I like to play? What would I like to try out? Excitebike 64. I know it's not supposed to be the best game out there, but I like sort of motocross games, and it is a Nintendo exclusive, so I thought I'd pick that one up. I'll cover these two at once. Extreme G and Extreme G2. I did like them back in the day. They probably haven't aged very well, looking at the footage again now, and I haven't played them in some years. But yeah, I think they're pretty good. Another racer that we've got now is F-Zero X. That's one I picked up. Ran so well on the N64. Really loved it. Awesome game, really fast, really fun. Worked incredibly well with the analog at the time, just for those minute adjustments. I'm a little worried because I bought the 8-bit Do controllers for the analog 3D because I wanted something a little bit more modern, and most of the N64 controllers now are completely knackered. So I didn't want to sort of get into repairing some of those. I wanted something a little bit more modern and wireless, and that's what I'm doing with these new machines. I'm a little bit worried that their sensitivity is going to be completely off for games like F-Zero, because it was very, very twitchy back in the day, and the N64 had a good analog stick when they were working properly in terms of minute movements. So Dead Zone needs to be right on those. Probably up there as one of my favourite games of all time, GoldenEye 007. I have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours on this, and I was an absolute beast back in the day. No one could beat me. I used to do 3-on-1 and still win. Admittedly, I was odd job, which was a little bit cheaty, but we'll forget about that. I was definitely the best at it. Loved it. I'm going to go through and play it again. I know it's quite difficult to play nowadays. It hasn't aged the best. kind of want that nostalgia to still feel great, but I also want to try and get through it all again, unlock all the cheats and get everything unlocked on this cartridge. So I will be doing that, and maybe I'll do a video of that as well, a modern day sort of playthrough of GoldenEye. Another one which is an okay game, I don't really have much to say about it, Iggy's Wrecking Balls. I liked it back in the day. It's one of those games that picked up cheap then, picked up cheap now. Bit of a laugh, and it kind of fits the whole N64 thing of, you know, platformers, colourful, that sort of thing. Right, we've got some heavy hitters coming up. I say heavy hitters, no we don't actually here. Some expensive-ish ones. Right, Jet Force Gemini, Rare's worst game, I would say, on the system. Hasn't aged very well, wasn't particularly great back then, but I wanted to get it because it's an exclusive and a Rare game. Another Rare game, I believe, is Killer Instinct Gold. Pretty decent, still holds up quite well today. I do like the Killer Instinct games. I'd like to see another modern one, but Microsoft have completely buggered everything to do with Rare, so it's unlikely that we'll see that again. Maybe Microsoft will sell Rare and Nintendo will buy them back. That would be a nice thing, wouldn't it? Have them come back home. Next one, Lilac Wars, or Star Fox 64 for you guys in the US. This was an awesome game, and I remember one of the levels really felt like I can't remember what the movie was called. It really felt like a film that came out at the time. Shit, what was it called? I'll think of it at some point. But anyway, this was the first game that came bundled in a massive pack, if anyone remembers, with the Rumble Pack. One of the many things the N64 did as a first one with an analog stick, first proper 3D game, 3D platformer, first Rumble Pack game. Was it the first console with 4 ports? Out of the box? Potentially. I don't want to sound stupid saying definitely, but potentially. It did a lot of worlds first, the N64. Tetris, Magical Tetris, love that. Can't say much about it. Another sort of Tetris game with a Disney spin, if I remember, something like that. Not bad. Didn't play it much in the day, but would like to play it now. Mario Golf. This one is a bit annoying. I don't know if you can see, but it's a little bit faded, this one, which is a bit frustrating. I may still take this back and try and get another one. But the game works. The pins are fine, so I should be fine with that. I love all the Mario Golf games. I love most golf games, to be honest. They're really, really good fun multiplayer. Me and my brother absolutely love playing these together, so that will be played. Mario 64, really, really good game. Love it, but it is no Diddy Kong. I did play it an awful lot. I do love my kart racers. My favourite kart racer, Diddy Kong. Second is probably Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And then the new Mario Kart from there, to be honest. I do like Crash Team Racing as well. That was a really, really cool game. We'll do 3 in a row. We'll do the first one out of that one. But I'll just pull out these 2 to show you. So we've got Mario Party 1, Mario Party 2. They got progressively better. The first one was a bit rubbish, to be honest. The second one was mildly better. And the best one and most expensive one is Mario Party 3, which has stuck a little bit. Great game. Really liked it. Yeah, it was the first sort of proper Mario Party that I got into, to be honest. In fact, the first one was the first one. The third one was my favourite. So, yeah. Another Mario game, Mario Tennis. Again, tennis and golf games, absolutely love them. I'm looking forward to the new one that's coming out on the Switch too. Hopefully they'll do a little bit more than the one they did on the Switch. This one, I think, certainly in the UK, maybe not so much in the States, but Mickey Speedway USA, kart racing game by Rare. And this came out after Diddy Kong Racing. It's pretty decent. It's not as good as Diddy Kong Racing, but it has that sort of same feel, colourful graphics. It just doesn't have as much personality, or the hub world and stuff like that. So I would say it's worth picking up, especially if you haven't played it before. Is it a bit of a hidden gem? Maybe a little bit. Certainly in the UK, maybe not so much in the States. This one, I would say, is more of a hidden gem. Mischief Makers. awesome 2D, 3D platformer. Really, really great. I'll put some footage of that one somewhere on the screen now. But Mischief Makers is a absolutely banging game. Well worth a play. Really, really good. Next one for me is Mission Impossible. Didn't get good ratings this, but I really, really enjoyed it. I think that's in that era where GoldenEye came out and it was sort of forgotten about because GoldenEye was the one that everyone wanted to play in terms of the espionage games. But Mission Impossible for me was an awesome game. Another one, I believe there are 2 on the system, but this is the first one that came out and this is the 3D one. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Really, really cool game. A bit mad. There's loads going on. I think you fight robots and there's all sorts of random stuff in it. But it's a really, really good, fun game. Is it a hidden gem? Not particularly. It's kind of semi-well known, but it's definitely worth playing and worth picking up, I would say. Next one. I've been a little bit naughty here because I didn't want to pay the money in the UK. So as you can see, it's got a E rating on, which means this one is a moody copy. Someone was selling it very cheap on eBay, so I thought it's going to work exactly the same. It's not a real one, unfortunately. The real ones are very expensive, and I wasn't super keen on the game on the N64, so I thought to myself, well, let's just get this moody one here and put that in the collection. So Paper Mario, not a big fan myself, but a lot of people are. Perfect Dark. Sequel or spiritual sequel to GoldenEye. Bit of a weird one for me because I loved GoldenEye so much and I just couldn't get into Perfect Dark. I liked it. It's a good game, arguably a much better game. It didn't hit as hard as GoldenEye did, and I know a lot of my friends picked it up and not as many people got into the multiplayer or played it as much. I don't know what it was, just something didn't click with it. However, I still think it's a very, very good game, and it's a massive shame that, again, Microsoft have messed up so bad and have cancelled the remake of Perfect Dark, because that was looking like it was shaping up to be something pretty decent, to be honest. This one is a game that not a lot of people like, and I actually would put it in possibly my top 10 N64 games. Pilot Wing 64. I don't know why I like it so much. I think it's probably because when I picked up the N64, I probably bought 7 games, or my dad bought 7 games for me at the time, and that was one of them, and I played it to death. I absolutely loved it. It was something different at the time, and I've really wanted them to bring that one back. I'm not sure whether they ever will, but if they bring that on the Switch 2 back, I am well on it straight away. I think they had one on the 3DS, actually. I think they did, yeah. They had one on the 3DS, but nothing since. Correct me if I'm wrong, but nothing since. Another game that's quite relaxing, I picked it up for my son more than anything, to be honest, is Pokemon Snap. If you've played it, you've played it. You're on rails, you take pictures of Pokemon. It's quite a relaxed, sort of cozy game, I suppose, is the best way to describe it. I've never been a massive fan of Pokemon. I didn't really get into it. I was a little bit too old when they started coming out to really enjoy it. And I own all the ones on the Switch. And most of them I've played for about 5 or 10 minutes. Excuse me. I'm trying to get into the new one as much as I can. But I think I'm going to struggle with it. Mainly because it's very lazy. It's got excellent music in it. The gameplay's okay. But the missions, they're a bit crap. They're a bit crap. Everything's very lazy about it. Modern games are lazy. They really are. Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon fighting game. If you've played it, you've played it. Not the best, but I figured I wanted to pick up all the Pokemons. Another awesome game, Quake 64. Really, really good. I do want to pick up the second one as well on the N64. The problem is space. So I've got these. I've got 2 shelving units for the N64, and I do really want to have another 2 and probably get a load more games. But I think I'll be able to put 1 game in front of each of these as well to have an extra 10, and then I'll be done. What a great platformer. Rayman 2 The Great Escape. If you've never played this before, pick it up. I don't think this is the best version. I think the best version was on the Dreamcast, maybe, I believe. The Dreamcast version was the better one. But the N64 one, decent version, really, really good game, really, really fun. I love Rayman games. I want them to bring something back because they were absolute bangers. One of my favourite games of all time. I think one of the best horror games of all time. Resident Evil 2. Absolutely love it. And the N64 version is an absolute marvel of what they managed to fit on this cartridge. The developers did an absolutely amazing job of condensing both CDs, all the voice acting and stuff like that on a cartridge, which for the time was a difficult thing to do. And it holds up. It's a decent version. It's I would personally say it's better than the PlayStation version. Again, Dreamcast version. I believe they had a Dreamcast version. That was probably the better one, or the PC one. My friend Ben will probably step in here because he's a big Resident Evil fan and knows the differences between them. So if you are watching this, Ben, comment down below and let everyone know which one was the best and why. That'd be really good. Another racer, which I always love them, Ridge Racer 64. It's not the best out of the Ridge Racer games, but I did really enjoy it. Looking forward to playing that again. I really love arcade racers from that era. I think they were really fun. And coming up to probably the most expensive kart, Rush 64, San Francisco Rush 2049, should I say. I absolutely love this game. And I was in a camp of people, very, very small, that loved this game. But I loved it. It had loads of secrets. It felt like it had like an open world where you could drive around and collect stuff. You had the wings that came out the car to stabilise yourself and do tricks. Just madness. Loads of secret routes and stuff like that. Really, really quick. Good frame rate. Really decent game. Really decent game. And I think it's very much underrated. Right. So let me just stand up and get this next one. So we've got some more Rush games. I like all of them, to be honest. So we've got the original Rush and Rush 2. I probably should put them in a slightly different order here, but there you go. Rush and Rush 2. Both in the same vein. You can't fly in any of them, but you can always do jumps and stuff like that. And there's loads of secrets again, and it's pretty quick and really, really good fun. I thoroughly recommend the Rush games. I'd like to see them back. I'd like to see another Rush game. That would be pretty cool. 2 games here. One of them inexpensive, Snowboard Kids. One of them very expensive, Snowboard Kids 2. I really like the first one. I love snowboarding games back in the day. Love 1080. Love Snowboard Kids. Not as much as 1080. SSX, that sort of stuff. Really, really cool. I wouldn't mind actually playing them again. I never played Snowboard Kids 2 though. And that's probably because it came out very late in the N64's life. And I was on to other things by then. But yeah, awesome game, the first one. I would recommend it. Space Station Silicon Valley. Now this, I would say, is a hidden gem. Space Station Silicon Valley is awesome. You basically play a microchip and you solve puzzles by taking over control of robot animals or animals themselves. So you jump into them and you take control of them, and then all of a sudden you're a different creature, and you solve puzzles and stuff like that. It's a really, really awesome game. I'd thoroughly recommend it. Okay, so we've got, next up on the list, we've got South Park and South Park Chef's Love Shack. Vastly different games. One of them is the 3D game, and the other one is I suppose you could call it a game show. So you just sit and answer questions. Crude humour, but it was very much of its time. And when you were a young kid, it was quite funny. So I thought I'd pick that one up and see how cringeworthy it is nowadays. Next on the list, we have got Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Everyone calls it Pod Racer, but it's not called Pod Racer. But you do race pods in it. Really, really good game. Had a great sense of speed, this one. It felt really, really quick. And it came out in a time when there were loads of really, really decent Star Wars games coming out for the next sort of 5 or 6 years. Loads of them. It's pretty decent. Not the best Star Wars game on the N64, but a good one. I'd recommend playing it if you haven't played it. So, next on the list, we have got the W's. We're getting there. We're getting there. We've got a few more and then we're done. So let's do these 4 at once because they're all in the same franchise and all the same. Turok, Turok 2, Turok 3, and Turok Rage Wars. So Turok 3 is probably, out of them all, the most expensive one to pick up nowadays. Probably the rarest as well. Never played Turok 3. I must admit, never played Turok 3. I played 1, 2, and Rage Wars. And I liked all of them back in the day. I think they'll be quite difficult to play nowadays because of the... If I remember, there was a big fog in that game. The draw distance was terrible, which would probably annoy me a little bit nowadays. But at the time, they played really well. It was good fun running around with a bow and arrow, shooting dinosaurs and stuff like that. So, next one is a game that most people probably wouldn't have in their collections, but I do because I really liked it at the time. And I think at the time, I started playing a lot of it myself, and that's why I got into it. But Virtual Pool 64, it's actually a really, really good pool game and probably one of the best pool games that I've played still. So I'm looking forward to playing that again, actually. Hopefully I'll be able to get my son into it so he can play it with me. Otherwise I'll have to play against the NPCs, which probably will beat me nowadays. But anyway, Virtual Pool 64. Not one in everyone's collection, but one that I really do enjoy myself. Right, man, I love this game. Wave Race 64. I picked this up on launch when it came out. I absolutely loved it. Fun fact, I got a top score in an official Nintendo magazine in the UK in this one. And I remember I beat the score. I had to do some... There was custom settings you could do on your jet skis in the options. Slight custom settings. And I used that on the first level and I got the fastest score in official Nintendo magazine. And I had to take a picture, get it developed, and send it in the post to Nintendo magazine to get my score registered. But yeah, fun fact about that one. Absolutely loved it. Awesome, awesome game. I really want them to bring out another one. I know there was one on the GameCube that came out. I'd love to see them bring another one out on the Switch. They missed the Switch, sorry, the Switch 2. That'd be really, really great. So we're going to get into a lot of these, and I have similar thoughts about all of them. And in my head, the nostalgia has messed things up. I can't remember what's what, to be honest. So I'm not going to talk about them too much. I do remember which one was the best one, but first of the many wrestling games, WCW versus NWO. Love the N64 wrestling games. I love the Mega Drive wrestling games as well. WWF Raw, if you ever played it, that was a great game. Yeah, love wrestling games. Don't like modern wrestling games. I think they went overcomplicated, and the fun factor just completely fell off. But then they just felt good. They felt weighty, and the team that made them, I think it was THQ, yeah, they were just so good at making wrestling games. It'd be good to see something like that come back. I'm sure they will at some point, but I don't think wrestling's quite as popular worldwide as it used to be. Wipeout 64, next on the list. Wipeout's a great game. The PlayStation 1 arguably was better because it had better music, but the N64 game was pretty decent as well, to be honest. That was good, fast fun. Let's get the last two over here so I don't have to stretch over every time. Got one here and one here. So, what is next? Have I gone down the wrong route here? Did a WWF game? Oh yeah, I've done the W's when I should have done S's. I do apologise. So we're back on Star Wars again now, so I'm sorry about that. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I think for me, this is probably the best Star Wars game on the N64. It's a toss-up between this and the next one. Really great, good fun. The sounds were perfect in it. It was one of those games that got that feeling of Star Wars down to an absolute T. So, yeah, awesome. I definitely recommend that one. Next one I'd recommend as well, Shadows of the Empire. A lot of people have probably played both of these. This is when Star Wars was really big, and they were bringing out some pretty decent high-end games, which were absolutely awesome. Mario 64. What a pivotal game, and this has spawned so many of my favourite games. It's one of my favourite genres, 3D platformers, and Mario 64 was great. Picked it up with the console. I think I got it. I think I picked the console up in the first Christmas after it came out. So it might have been 96 or 97, something like that. Anyway, back in the day, a long time ago. Mario 64, though, awesome. Still holds up pretty well today, to be fair. And that is a testament to a decent Nintendo game. And especially from that era, 3D is quite difficult. Like I say, GoldenEye doesn't hold up as well as some of these other ones. But yeah, a game that I really, really loved back then, but don't like now, is Super Smash Bros. I love the original. It was simple. It was fun. At the time, everyone was doing a lot of couch co-op, and maybe that's why I liked it a little bit more. Everyone's so disconnected in gaming nowadays when you're playing online. I know you talk to each other, but there's nothing quite the same of sitting down next to one another playing games. And I have so many fond memories of just like taking a few of my games, put it in my backpack, going over my friend's house, and we sit down together and we'll couch co-op all afternoon and then pop to the shops with our pocket money to get some sweets and stuff like that. Fond memories. That stuff doesn't happen anymore, unfortunately, but I am trying to have a resurgence of that, and I might film one of those nights because I do invite my friends over, we sit down and we do some couch co-op, and it is really good fun. Really good fun. Still as good as it used to be. Another Tetris game, not much to say about it. Tetris Sphere, it's okay. I just wanted to get it because it was an exclusive. The second attempt at a Bond game on the N64. It's actually quite underrated, I think. I think people just loved GoldenEye and couldn't get past anything but that at the time. But if you go back and play this actually had quite a lot going for it. It was a pretty decent game, to be honest. This is one that I haven't played yet, but I have seen it on a lot of other people's videos. It's Tonic Trouble. So looking forward to giving that a go. It looks right up my street. Ubisoft game, platformer. So yeah, don't have much to say about that, unfortunately. If you have played it, drop a comment down below and let me know if it's good or worth playing or not. But I saw some footage and I thought, yeah, I'll give that a go. Top Gear Overdrive. There was a few Top Gear games. I think I'll try and pick the rest of them up. But Top Gear Overdrive for me was the one that I remember the most. Again, harking back to those arcade races on the N64, which I absolutely adored back then. And last but not by no means least, we've got a lot of wrestling games here and some of the best on the system to finish things up. So, the WWF games, or WWE as they are now known, these weren't quite as good. So, the ones that were made by Acclaim, if I remember, weren't as good as the THQ ones. And I'm starting to remember now. So, the WCW ones, at the time, the THQ ones, were the better ones. But then they changed hands. So we've got this one, WCW versus NWO Revenge. Very good game. WWF Warzone was an okay game. That was part of the Acclaim stuff. And then I think it was WrestleMania 2000 first, was it? Or this one first? Can't remember. WrestleMania 2000 is when THQ got the WWF license, and that's when things started popping off because you get the better wrestlers and the better mechanics as well. And I think the best wrestling game is WF No Mercy. I think this is the best one that they released on it, if I remember rightly, the most complete package. Now, I have ordered from AliExpress, which I'm really looking forward to, a ROM hack which comes on a cartridge of a modified version of, I think it's WrestleMania 2000, but it's got shitloads of wrestlers on. I mean, it's a complete package, and it's in cartridge form as well. So looking forward to adding that to the collection, that ROM hack, and I will play that on the new consoles when it comes out as well. Another one which I've played back in the day, and every version of Yoshi I've played, and I've never completed them. And I don't know why. I think they were slightly too sort of childish for me at the time. But the new one has piqued my interest in them somewhat. So the new Yoshi story, give some context before I start talking about it, coming out on the Switch 2, looks amazing. The artwork looks stunning. So that's kind of piqued my interest back in the series, and I think I'm going to go back, and I've got some the one on the Switch as well. So I think I'm going to play through this one as well, and see how I get on and bring myself up to speed before it comes out. Probably a game that I had looked forward to the most. I was working in a computer game shop back in the day. I was in college at the same time, and I was so excited. I remember working there at Christmas. We got these in. I got to get this game early as well, and it was one of the biggest hyped games I can remember. That and Metal Gear Solid, I think, on the PlayStation were two of the biggest releases when I worked in the game shop. But Zelda Ocarina of Time, what a game. I absolutely loved it. What a game. One thing I will say about it, I preferred being the child Link. When things changed and you became adult Link, I felt the feeling of the game changed as well. And not for the better, in my opinion. But the game itself is brilliant. It's aged really well. I believe they're working on a remake. It's rumoured. So it'd be good to see that. But what an awesome game. I absolutely loved it. Such fond memories of it. And it was one of those ones at the time where everyone you knew was playing it. You know, and you'd play it and then you'd catch up with them a few days later. Again, no one had mobile phones. Or maybe I did have a mobile. No. Yeah, I probably did have a mobile phone back then, but it wasn't used in the same way they were now, to be honest. People just didn't spend all their life on them. Last but no means least, another Zelda game, Majora's Mask. I did like this, but I didn't like it as much as Ocarina of Time. And I know for a lot of people, this is the best Zelda ever released. Me personally, it's Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is probably my number one game of all time, which is saying something because it's a modern game as well. But yeah, Majora's Mask, awesome game. I do like it, but I just didn't like it as much as Ocarina of Time. But that is it. That is my collection of games. That is everything I've bought this month. I probably will pick up about another 10 games on the system, and then I'm going to call it quits. 90 games. I mean, that's a third of the collection. I could go for a full collection, but the rest of the stuff is not so great, to be honest, and I don't want to pick up a load of rubbish. But do have space for another 10. So if you've got to this point and there's something that I've missed that I should definitely have in this collection, comment down below and let me know what I should be picking up. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.